so abstract. Yeah, it's complicated. What you say, the way you act, well, it makes me so confused. I don't know what to do anymore. Can't you just make up your mind? My heart drops when you play around. How can you be up when I'm down? Don't wanna think about it right now. Maybe you just wanna be friends, but there's a fight when we are talking. Maybe you just wanna pretend, but I can read between the lines. Even if I can't deny that all the things you said are hurting. Still wanna be with you. I think you want it too. 'Cause baby, I don't wanna be. Baby, I don't wanna be. No, baby, I don't wanna be. Baby, I don't wanna be. How it hurts to see you smile, like a dagger in me. She just seems so juvenile. I just want it to be me. I wanna set your world on fire. Oh, you're so sure I'll stick around. Oh, my heart drops when you play around. How can you be up when I'm down? Don't wanna think about it right now. Maybe you just wanna be friends, but there's a fight when we are talking. Maybe you just wanna pretend, but I can read between the lines. Even if I can't deny that all the things you said are hurting. Still wanna be with you. I think you want it too. 'Cause baby, I don't wanna be. Baby, I don't wanna be. Oh, even if I can't deny that all the things you said are hurting. Still wanna be with you. I think you want it too. 'Cause baby, I don't wanna be. No, baby, I don't wanna be. No, baby, I don't wanna be. Baby, I don't wanna be.
Hey everybody, we are back, and oh my goodness, we got a countdown music that went like shoo, very smooth into it. That's awesome, Harriet. I've been teasing Harriet the whole summit because for whatever reason, when she created those little countdown timer videos, the music just stops like that, and you're like, what? But that one was smooth. You go, girl. I know the little things amuse me. All right, we are back, and we have one more live stream from our sponsor, KB Riley, aka Karen Burniston. I know I didn't say that right. Burniston. Hopefully, I said that right. And they are a longtime sponsor of the Card Maker Success Summit. So excited to bring them back again. And we are going to be doing some pop-up stuff, I hope, because that's what they are known for.
You're right.
Woo woo! Karen,
How are you,
in the
Brandy?
house, you guys.
Good to see you.
Good to see you, Karen. All right, so before we get too far into it, Harriet's going to scroll on the bottom our special promo code for KB Riley, and it's pop-up 20. You get 20% off your entire order. Go to cardmakersuccesssummit.com/KB Riley. That offer will expire in almost exactly 48 hours, like less 2 minutes. So be sure to go and check it out. Now you guys remember, when we do these demos, we usually sell out. So make sure you get one window open to watch Karen do her thing, and then the other window open to do your shopping, because we want our folks that are on live to get first opportunity to take advantage of the sale. And then also, you never know what she's going to show. Might go out really fast. All right, I'm gonna let you have the stage, and then I'm gonna back out here.
Okay, well, welcome everyone, and thanks for having me back to the Card Makers Summit. I have such fun doing this. So I'm Karen Burniston, and I am half of the team at KB Riley, along with my business partner, Tanya Kostanik, and she's the owner of Riley and Company as well. So you'll see her, I think, tomorrow for a demo with that company. But we are a die company, and we focus very specifically on pop-up dies. So that's kind of my specialty. I have a background in engineering, and I just kind of, love to make pop-up cards, always have. And so we have a line of wafer-thin dies that will help you make pop-up cards really super easily. So let me just switch here to my overhead camera, and then let me show you what we're going to do. So we have a brand new release that just came out a couple weeks ago. It's our February release. And in that release is a pop-up die that is a really great generic and super easy to construct pop-up die. And it's called our Lorna label pop-up, so named after my late grandmother, Lorna. So anyway, I thought for the demo tonight that I would actually demonstrate how I made the card that is on the packaging of that die set. So one thing to know about our packaging, if you're new to our brand, is our wafer-thin dies come in a packaging like this. It always has like a full color idea on the front, to kind of get you started. And if you wanted to make that exact card, I'll even tell you on the packaging the other dies that I used to achieve that. So these are the 4 dies we'll be using tonight. It'll give you a little picture of the dies that are in it, how many pieces are in it. If it's a pop-up die, it'll have instructions on the back, written instructions. But the best way to learn these is honestly just to go to our YouTube channel, and then I do videos on all of them to show you how to do it. And the easiest way to find those YouTube videos actually is to go on our website, karenburniston.com, put in what you bought, Lorna label, for instance, in the little search box. And then right there on that product page will be the assembly video for the die set. So we do videos on more than just the pop-ups. We'll do videos on, charms and borders and animals and stuff too. But let me show you the dies that we're using. So the Lorna label pop-up, that one's brand new. We're going to use that one. That comes with the pop-up mechanism to glue inside the card, but then it also comes with some decorator pieces as well. And we're going to use all of the pieces in this die set on this card. Then another brand new die for us that I thought was fun to use is I've kind of become like really into doing border sets. So this is like my new passion. In this release, we had 4 different border sets, but these are 5.5-inch long themed borders, and you can chop them apart and use them as little individual items as well. So they really kind of give you double duty. So we're going to use our new baking borders, and then we're going to go to the vault and grab a couple of previously released dies, because that's one thing about our brand is we try not to discontinue dies. We try to just make everything backwards compatible, and that way something that, for instance, the Woodland Animals, which was the very first die that we brought out in 2017, is still going strong and now has some new looks, with brand new dies. Okay, so let's get started. All right, so with our die sets, you choose your card size. And so the Lorna label pop-up was designed to fit in an A2 size card or bigger. I think you can kind of fit it in a slimline if you went with a 4-inch slimline, but you can always go bigger. And so what I thought we'd do is we'd do a 5x5 square card. And so what I did is I just took a piece of cardstock. Doesn't have to be, heavyweight or anything like that. And then for decorating inside, I just went stash diving. I just found a piece of yellow polka dot paper, and it was pretty on the backside. Got butterflies. I didn't even notice that. And
Stash diving. I am so gonna steal that.
You're gonna steal this?
Stash diving. That term.
I was like, what, the paper? Oh, stash diving. Yes. I have a little bit of a problem with pattern paper in that I cannot resist it. And I mean, I have enough pattern paper in this room right here to probably make a walkway from coast to coast. And so I just tend to go stash diving and find something that works. But we had somebody on our Facebook group earlier that said that she was going to try and craft along. And she said, oh, I wish I had those exact papers. And I said, oh, you don't really need them. You could really do this card out of just solids. And so just real quickly, I kind of threw it together with solids, and it looks pretty that way too. So I don't feel like you have to use pattern paper. I'm just a little bit of a fan of it. Okay, so once you have whatever decorating that you want to do on the inside, then I can go ahead and add the pop-up. So with our die sets, they cut and they score. So this was the die that was used. You can use any of your major die cutting machines as long as it fits the die. And then it's done the score lines for you as well. So I'm going to find those score lines and just find them and work them away from myself, except this one at the base of the label. That one's going to come up, but the rest of them are going to go away from me, meaning a mountain fold. Okay, so 2 little tiny tabs on the sides here. Those fold to the back. I'll fold right up the middle of this box. Okay, and then a tapered tab at the bottom. I just sometimes find it's easier to break the fold by folding towards myself, even if it's going to eventually be a mountain fold. I'll often just break the fold first, you know, by folding towards myself. But that's all there is to it. So you find all those folds and train them. That'll make the folding much easier in the card when it's already learned all those folds. And then now I could choose. I could either decorate this first and then glue it in the card, or I could decorate it in the card, because it'll still fold flat for decorating even after I've put it in the card. So that's really, you know, just your preference. Sometimes if you're like me, you're kind of designing a card, you like to get it in the card and kind of see how things are looking as you're making decisions. So I'll go ahead and get this in the card. All right, this long fold right here up the middle, this is the one that lines up with the fold of the card. And that can go anywhere along the fold. So you can definitely explore. Maybe you've got a lamp post, you know, that you wanted to put over here or something. You could make it off center, but I'm going to make it centered. Okay, so I'm lining up, and get real close to the camera there. I'm lining up that long fold through the middle of the box, right in the center fold of the card. Okay, and then I'm going to hold that because I do not want that to move while I add a strong adhesive. And I'm a fan of LINECO neutral pH adhesive. That's what I have in my fine tip bottle. So we sell those fine tip bottles. They come empty. We sell a little 4-ounce bottle of the LINECO glue, which is my favorite, but you can use some of your favorite glues in that bottle. Then to keep your glue flowing, just put a damp paper towel in a jar, and then it'll just stay flowing for you throughout your crafting session. Okay, I've got glue on my 2 tabs. I'm going to kick those under and glue them to the card. And I want to make sure that that has not moved, that this is still right in line with that center fold. And once I get those 2 little tabs on, you can see them under there attached to the card. Now it's not really going to move on me. So that's, you know, so whoo, now I just have to glue the other 2 tabs down. So I've got this tapered tab at the bottom. Okay, and I'm going to kick that under, glue it to the card. Okay, and then I've got this tapered tab at the top. So I'm going to put some glue on that. Okay, kick it under. This one kind of wiggles a little bit. So, you know what I mean? So just hold it, make sure that you keep it in place as you do that. Okay, that is all there is to it. So then as you start to close the card, just make sure that it's starting to come up like a pop-up. For instance, if this had been reversed and was sitting down in there like a valley fold, you would need to pop that out so you could put your finger there underneath that box. This little tab right here, you don't want it to be stuck down in that where it was die cut, you know, so make sure it's coming up. And then once you see it starting to come up into a pop-up, you just close the card. Give it a good squish. Easy. Easy and generic because it has no theme whatsoever, okay? I kind of designed it as a top fold card. This was the way I thought of it, but it will work as a side fold card. You could decorate it this way if you wanted to. You could decorate it this way if you wanted to. So, you know, you have all the control in how you decorate it. Okay, so that's how the pop-up is done. So now we get to do some of this fun decorating with some of the other dies and the decorator pieces. Okay, let's start first with what I did here for this decorator label that's on the front of the pop-up. So it comes with that stitched label. That's the next size down. It's got stitch marks in it. And to make it two-tone, I just glued a little scrap of the teal over the top of the pattern paper I was using, and then I just die cut through both layers. And then that gave me, I already did it, but I didn't have to run it through the die cutting machine. That'll give you this. So I did that just so my little animal would have kind of a floor to sit on. Okay, so I'll glue that on. Well, actually, no, you know what? Let's not glue it on. That way I can just I'll just put my whole thing together and then glue it on. All right, so let's talk about what we're going to do for decorating there. So we're going to get that cute little fox out of our woodland animals, and we're going to make this out of it. Okay, I did everything because, you know, a half hour goes fast. So I was like, okay, if I have to, you know, just throw it all together without, you know, showing every bit, I'll have the pieces done. But I did kind of want to show how that fox goes together. So let me get my fox parts out here. All right. Okay. Good example of those borders, those baking borders, you know, which are 5.5 inches long. You can cut them apart and use them individually. So I'm just going to cut one of those little chef's hats off, and it comes with a little die that'll do those little hearts in that set as well. And I'm going to use that on my fox. And then from the woodland animals, the fox itself, there's a belly piece. Let me get that belly piece out. Here it is. Okay, so here's what I did. I die cut the fox out of orange cardstock. I die cut the belly out of white. There is an assembly video on that set too. All the little animals have an assembly video. And then I just tuck the belly up underneath the chin. So behind the arms and up underneath the chin. And then I just secure it with a little glue. Okay. All right, then there's a die in the set that will cut the white pieces that you need to turn them into a fox, because you actually use this same base die if you're making a raccoon. So there's different pieces in the set depending on what you're making. I'll show you that set. So see, it's the same base die for the fox and the raccoon, but you have different decorator pieces to go over the top. So here's raccoon parts, and here's fox parts, and then of course you also have a squirrel. All right, so then there's a piece that goes on the tail. All right, and then we make use of stencil features a lot with our dies, okay? Especially for little small things like animals. I wouldn't want you to have to glue on tiny, tiny little eyeballs. So you'll see that the face is actually just built into the die as a stencil. So with the fox, I want that to be stenciled on the white. So I put the white on, and then I'm going to put it back in the die. And then I'm just going to take a black pen through those eye holes and through that nose and color that in. I'll leave a little white showing for a catch light. And
Now
then,
that's genius.
yeah, we do that a lot with the animals. Okay, and then, now this is just styling tips, but if you wanted to, you could, I like to color the ends of his paws black. Or you could put like those little claws marks or something, you know, and I like to do the feet too. Okay. So there's our little fox, cute little foxy. All right, the only thing he's missing is his ears, but those that's just cut out of the same die. So I'm going to just sink those in when I glue it to the label. All right, so let me glue them on there. Okay, kind of close to the bottom so I have room for my chef's hat. Throw that chef's hat on there too. Okay, and then for the centers of the ears, I just cut the top of his head again and then out of white. Pick those up. If you were putting them against a color that worked for the centers of the ears, you really wouldn't even need to do that. You know, it would just be like if you were building your fox on white or whatever color you wanted.
Did you put your cardstock on like a double-sided adhesive? Is that what you're doing?
I did do that. So I do that so often that I buy a giant roll of it. So I just love that double-sided adhesive tape. But it comes in rolls too. You know, you can get it in different size rolls. We don't sell it. I mean, but many people do. So maybe one of your other sponsors does. But anyway, so then, yeah, if you just put that on the back of the cardstock before die cutting, then those pieces become stickers. And, you know, that's especially nice when you're teaching or doing a demo or, you know, anything like that. Okay, so let's talk about what that little fox is going to hold in his paws. So let's go to those baking borders. So that's a brand new die, like I said. So with the baking borders, let's see, I've got one that's the one that's put together. It's probably easier to see. So you've got your chef's hat, you've got muffins, you've got rolling pins, pies, and cupcakes. And then you can also use just the muffin top. It looks just like chocolate chip cookies if you don't do it on top of the cupcake. So you got lots of choices there. And you can see how you can just cut those apart and use them individually. So what I did for the fox is I just took one of my rolling pins off the end. Okay, and he's going to hold that. And then I've got my cupcakes here. Okay, where I just kind of cut frosting and put some on the end here. I actually think I only need one, but let's get those little hearts out. Put a little heart on that. Oh, no, he doesn't get a heart. Sorry. Nope, he doesn't. Not that one. All right, I'm trying to match my original here. Okay, so let me just cut a little cupcake off. All right, so he's going to hold, or she, I shouldn't, don't know. You know, you can kind of tuck that under both arms or just one. I think I'm just going to do one. And then wherever I did with my rolling pin, kind of tuck that under there too, see? And then I can just glue that down. So kind of what we're doing with the decorator pieces for our dies is we don't, I mean, never say never, but we're not a stamp company, we're a die company. And so what I like to do is I like to design decorator dies that you can make by paper piecing instead of necessarily having to be an excellent colorer, okay? Which is not to say that you can't color on the dies or use your stamps with our dies or anything like that. It's just kind of a different way to approach the decorating. And, you know, the folks that aren't much into coloring, they really appreciate that that's just another way that you could create, you know, a card. Okay, so there it is. And those little hearts, those came out of the Lorna label. So the Lorna label comes with a, what I try and do with these pop-up dies is I try to give you everything you need to make a cute card, you know, which obviously you can put more stuff on, but you know, you've always got decorator pieces that come with the pop-up dies so that if that's all you can get, you've got that plus something out of your stash and you can make a great card. All right, so here's that. How am I doing on time? Okay. Make sure
You're doing fine.
I'm doing okay?
Yeah.
Right. So see, I can still flatten that because it was installed flat. I can still flatten it to add pieces to it. So you do not have to decorate it ahead of time. You can, but you don't have to. Just watch that you don't pop that, you know, that doesn't get trapped in there when you flatten it for decorating. So just always go back and make sure the tip comes out again. There is a fishtail banner in that set as well, in that Lorna label set, and that was designed to fit on that bottom box just perfectly. Optional, of course. Everything we're doing now is just optional. It's just however you want to approach it. And then I assembled those cupcakes and put the little hearts on every other one. So I'm going to cut that in half. And we're going to use half of it here on the inside of the card and then half on the front. So one thing is that I probably shouldn't have done, but I used double-sided adhesive on the back of the frosting. And the other reason I do that, not only because it makes it a sticker, but also because if it has a cool emboss feature built in, like the frosting does, then having the extra cushion of the double-sided adhesive gives you that embossed effect for free. So now you've got an embossed sticker and you did not have to change out your your machine to an embossing sandwich. So you can emboss these dies when they have a cool emboss feature on them. But one way to cheat is to use the double-sided adhesive tape and then you kind of get it for free. But because this now has a little bit of sticky behind these white pieces, so I probably want to powder that so that, because that's going to be sticking up in the air and you don't want stray adhesive in a pop-up card because when it's closed, it'll stick your card down. So I'm just going to add a little powder so that those are no longer stickers. And now it smells good, although it's going to make me sneeze, but okay. Oops. And then I'm going to have those here sticking up in the air a little bit. Okay. All right. And then from here, I really just did, you know, a little bit of decorating. I thought Your Sweet was a cute sentiment for that thing. So that's just its own die. It's just Your Sweet. It just comes as one piece. You can cut it apart, you know, if you need just your, or you want sweet, or you want to separate and put like the your on the front of the card and the sweet on the inside. What I like to do is I like to make a little drop shadow out of it by cutting it twice and then offsetting the bottom one. So that would be one that you could use double-sided adhesive on and then it would be a sticker, but sometimes I don't if it's got a lot of little weed out pieces, because then you're sitting there weeding out all the insides of the E's and the, you know, the O's and stuff, trying to get those sticker parts out where it's just as fast to just put some glue on it. So there's Your Sweet with a little drop shadow. And I'm going to put that in here. Whatever kind of cute angle you want. And then I just went and grabbed, it's just a dark yellow that would kind of coordinate just to break up the pattern a little bit. Now, if you would like to make this exact card, maybe with your own colors, or maybe you're going to swap out and do solids or something. What I did, I didn't trim this. Oops. All right, well, that's not going to be perfect, but it's going to be close enough. What I did is I made a free download PDF instruction sheet. So you've got this video to come back to, but you also, if you want all of the sizes of everything that I cut and what, I did, that we put that up on our website this evening. So when you go to KarenBurniston.com, when you're shopping with, through your link from Brandy's link, and go to kits and classes, you'll see this. And it's just a free download. You just have to put it in your cart. And when you check out, it'll give you a PDF that you can save. So if you want that way you'll know what all of these pieces that I cut, all the lengths of them. Okay, let's talk about pies. I was hoping to get to the pies. That's one of my favorite borders in that set. So the pies, what it is you cut the base of it, which is the circles. Okay. And what I did is I cut the circles out of cream. And then I just took some different colors of distress ink and did 4 different colors. And to make sure that I didn't get the ink, over the top of the next one, I just took little pieces of Post-it note and just kind of masked it off while I was doing red, and then moved my Post-it note and masked it off while I was doing green or whatever. You could also just do it with markers. So you could just take your markers and do whatever color pies you want. So those are going to be the fruit filling or the pumpkin filling or whatever is going to be shining through the overlays. Then there are 4 different overlays in the die set, and they come on their own little dies. So that way, if you only wanted to do cherry pies, like let's say you were doing a 4th of July card or something, you only wanted cherry, you could just cut that 8 times. But you have 4 of them. And then what I did is I just cut each one twice. And I did put the double-sided adhesive on the back so they'd be stickers. And what I did is I just die cut them out of cream with the intention of taking something like I'm going to do tea dye, like a distress ink. Okay. And then just, putting them in the oven, so to speak. But let's brown them up in the oven. And these will really, really work well in our oven pop-up die set. So we have an oven pop-up, and those little pies would look so cute inside the oven. So that's kind of how it all works together. Okay, so then what I would do is I would just go here and start putting my overlays on the different colors. So this one's going to be pumpkin pie here. So I'm just going to do which one is this? What am I going to do for my lime pie? Do this one. And this one will be some kind of purple berry. I don't know. Well, you don't have to be so accurate with paper pies, I don't think. Okay, so here's all my overlays for the pies. So cute. And then there is a little die in the set. Don't lose it because it's tiny. That will cut just a little flour dollop of whipped cream for the middle of that open pie. I mean, isn't that cute? And if you were doing a scrapbook layout or something, you could just cut more and keep going. If you needed it longer than 5.5 inches, or you're doing a slimline card. I'm actually only doing 5 inches, so I'm 1 pie too wide. So I'll just take that pie off, but I will keep it because it's cute and I'll use it for something. All right, so there's my pies along the bottom. Oh my gosh, am I really out of time?
No, you're fine.
I'm fine?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I tell you, I thought, well, I'm going to have all this stuff ready, and then it'll just go, boom, boom, boom. And okay, so what I did here is I just did a couple layered pieces, the yellow and the blue, and then I'm going to put that shortened rolling pin border on that. And that's, oh, well, let's see. We have to have a place to sign it. So there's an oval that comes in that Lorna label set that's got a cute little decorative dot pattern around the outside. And that'll be just the perfect place to sign the card. That can go anywhere. I hate to cover up pies, but that's what I did. So I'm going to cover up pies and put another one of those layered hearts on there. Okay, so there's the inside of the card all done. And I usually do start with the insides of my pop-up cards. And then what I tell people to do is don't double your work. So if you're a card maker, you're used to decorating the front of the card. And then inside, maybe you do a sentiment or some little decoration or whatever. I'm saying with pop-up cards, you kind of reverse that thinking. So you spend all your time making the beautiful inside, which is how it's going to be displayed. And then when you close it up, you don't want to send a blank card. But I just say, man, just grab your leftover materials and just make a simple lead in. That's not really where the magic of the card is. So that is literally just leftover materials, you know, put together. So I'll throw that together real fast. Now, knowing that I was going to be layering some paper together, I just went ahead and grabbed a label that I needed right out of the middle of that blue one. So sometimes, you know, you hate to use a whole piece of paper for just a little tiny border. So if I can die cut or gut it in some way, then I will. So I did this, and then this one on here. Okay, and then I have a strip. There's nothing magical about any of these sizes. It was literally just kind of what I had left. And just making a pleasing arrangement. There's a label here. Label here. And you can use those labels too. So that's the nice thing about the Lorna label, is that that's just a really nice label set. So when you're just looking for a good label set to use for a card, or a, you know, you're not necessarily making a pop-up card, but you just need a good label set. You could, oh, I had a fishtail banner underneath there. Put that down first. You can do that. So I do have some other cards to show. I don't know if I have time, but I have a couple other cards using this die set that I thought people might want to see.
You've got like a minute or two. We can see other cards, and then I've got to do your giveaway.
I got to do my giveaway. Okay. Well, I think everyone kind of gets the idea. So then I'm going to throw it on there, and then that's going to be it. Okay. So let me grab my box of cards. We're actually going to feature the Lorna label in our class. We do Zoom classes every month. Well, no, Zoom, and then virtual. So we have a virtual class this Saturday. And the virtual classes are on YouTube, and then we do Zoom classes. So we're going to feature the Lorna label. This is kind of similar to the one that I made tonight, except I swapped out and used our little chick die instead. And there's a good example of using the muffin top as chocolate chip cookies there. So that's kind of similar to the one that I made tonight. That's going to be a class card. And then we're going to do something kind of fun with this one. Is we're going to make a side fold doubled Lorna. So that's going to be a fun technique that we're going to learn in that Zoom class. That's our April Zoom class. So that will go, the information about that will go up tomorrow on our website under the kits and classes. If you watch the assembly video for the Lorna label, I make this card with, again, another one of our little animals. We have lots of little animals. They look so cute on the Lorna. So there's a little happy birthday card with our lion. And then for the kind of amped up version, I show this card, which is a doubled Lorna with a bunch of our butterflies on it. So you know, boy, what a difference in looks, right? That's the beauty of dies, is you're choosing your looks. Okay, well, I probably have run out of time for more cards, haven't I?
Oh my goodness, so cute. I just can't get enough of your dies. And you know, I always tell you when you come on, my favorite is that pop-up snowball thing that just sort of explodes.
I know. I have one ready to show because I knew you wanted to see. That's another one that's part of our new release. Okay.
Yes, please.
My
what happened?
Oh shoot, my thing shrunk. I don't know why. Oh, I don't know why that happened. I'm sorry, but anyway, I'll get real close here. So Here's one that's in our virtual class on, and it's going to be a bunny rabbit.
Oh, it's so cute.
Easter bunny. Cute. So I don't know why that did that. Let's see. Sorry,
so
what
weird.
if I do I don't know why it did that. Oh, there. Okay, sorry, I just had the wrong thing. But anyway, there's a little bunny, and you can also make a little chick from that same set. So we have little add-on sets that will turn our little ball dies into. We have a lot. We have a lot.
Yes, you do. You do. And I'm so glad to hear that you try not to retire your dies.
Yes.
Because you can just use them for so many different themes and stuff. And it's nice to be able to go back and still be able to get the product that you still carry. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
All right.
You know, they're tools, you know, so they don't wear out. So
True. All right, you guys, here is what we are we doing bundles? Let me just double check here. Yes, we're doing a bundle. All right. So these are the items that she used today. So we're going to give a bundle of the Sentiment You're Sweet, and then these baking borders. So cute. And then the Lorna label. Tell me where the word Lorna comes from.
That was my grandmother's name. I will often name guys after people. So.
Okay, I must have missed that. I think you said something about that in the beginning. So, all right, we have how many bundles, Harriet? One. We're doing one bundle, one lucky winner, and here we go. Let's draw for it. This one is going to Cynthia. Cynthia's last name starts with an S and ends with an I. Congratulations, Cynthia. You're going to have so much fun. Be sure to check out their website for more ideas, but then come back to this video and watch how she put it together for sure.
Sounds great.
All right. Well, don't forget to do your shopping. Remember that the promo code POPUP20 gives you 20% off your entire order. Go and use the link cardmakersuccesssummit.com/KB Riley. All right, you guys, that is it for tonight. Thank you so much, Karen. It's always a pleasure to have you on.
Thank you so much, Brandon. We appreciate it.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Whew. Can you believe it? We survived day 1 of the summit. We have 3 more days to go. I want to see in the chat who is having an awesome time. If you're having an awesome time, show me the confetti. I want to see the confetti. That's my favorite emoji, the confetti, confetti, confetti. And show the love for Karen in her last presentation. There's always a little bit of a delay, so I kind of have to sit here and wait. There it is. Woo, woo. All right, you guys. You're gonna be seeing an email coming from me or in our team around 9 o'clock tonight. It's gonna do a wrap up of today's events. We're gonna have links to all of the promos so you don't miss out. And then also we have links to all of the presentations that are still available to watch. And they will all be going away tomorrow at 8 a.m. So be sure to go and watch any of the presentations that you missed and that you just do not want to, miss. Just go and watch them. Harriet's got the where do I find that link? It is the one-stop shop in the summit to find all of the links to all of the things. And we also have links in that email that's going out tonight for all of the speakers' worksheets. So that will give you step-by-step instructions as well as all of the supplies that the speakers used in their presentations. All right, we'll see you guys tomorrow. I'll be back live at 12:30, Harriet? 12:30. That's when I'll be here tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.